Hi friends, just a quick forewarning. This video is gonna be spoken quite frankly and there will be brief mention of some of my extremities. So if that makes you uncomfortable, you don't have to watch this video. I won't be offended, just to let you know. Hello, it is Sam and welcome back to my channel. As promised on my socials, I come to you today with a video all about the smear test. There's been this massive campaign in the UK about getting your cervical screening done. It's very important, so it's great that this campaign has been going on, and said campaign has pushed me into getting my own smear done. So I thought that I'd jump on the campaign wagon and talk to you about my experience with the smear, hopefully erase some of your smear fear. Because, as I said, the smear is very important. I'm sure you'd rather 2 seconds of pain than cervical cancer, so please hear me out if you are considering skipping your smear, and hopefully something I say in this video will change your mind. So it all started when I went for my pill check. I'm on the mini pill, so I go for a pill check every year, and the nurse who did my blood pressure and my weight asked me if I'd booked my smear yet, and I said no. And she said, "Are you going to?" And I said, I don't think so. I don't know. And she didn't push me, but she said she recommended it, and I left with no intention of going back and having my cervical screening. Then a couple of weeks later, my mum was watching Loose Women, which I don't tend to watch, but I was editing downstairs and I heard the TV in the background, and Nadia, one of the Loose Women, was getting her smear done. So I paused editing to watch the segment on her smear, and they actually filmed her getting it done. They filmed her face while she was having it done, and she just looked calm and bored as anything. And then once it was done, she said, "Is that it?" And I thought, And the Loose Women started their own smear campaign. They had women pledge on their website to go to their smear. I didn't personally pledge on there, but at that point I kind of made an internal pledge that I would book my smear, because I don't know about you, but cancer is a massive fear of mine. You've got to be a bit stupid to not be scared of cancer. So there's another motive for you. So I thought, hey, maybe if I pledged to my subscribers that I would do it and then make a video on it, it would be the thing to push me to go, because YouTube is at the moment one of my great loves. And my post got a lot of support. I got a few questions through it, so I booked it. I booked my smear for Tuesday the 19th of March, and I attended it. Now, I did post about this on the asexual group on Facebook that I'm part of, and there were quite a few concerns about going if you're a virgin and you've never had any form of vaginal penetration. And I totally understand that, because losing my virginity did hurt and it wasn't fun. So I understood their fears, and I still kind of do, because I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I didn't experience a bit of pain. But I will try and alleviate for you that it literally lasts 5 seconds. So I definitely think it's worth it, and I hope that there are some brave aces out there who will take the pledge. I also felt like the NHS should have offered some sort of buddy system where you book your smear with a friend or relative and you go together at the same time. Obviously, you don't have to go into the room together and take your pants off together, because that is strange. But if you went into separate rooms at the same time, it's another way to motivate you to actually go, because you're pushing your friend to go, your friend's pushing you to go, and you've got that support there. So if possible, try and book it with a friend. I know Jess wanted to book with me, but she never actually voiced that until after I'd booked it, so she hasn't booked hers yet, but she will. I got a question from Louise who asks how worried I was before the appointment, and to be honest, not particularly. All these campaigns and videos and sources that I'd collected in my little brain had convinced me that all I was going to feel was a bit of discomfort. So I wasn't particularly worried, but when the day came and the time came to drive to my appointment, I just couldn't be bothered. I thought, why am I driving to the doctor's for a 5-second appointment? But I got there, it happened, and I was incredibly proud of myself afterwards. And the main question that a couple of people asked was, did it hurt? Like I said, I'm not going to lie and say no. It hurt for about 2 seconds. And it's about to get graphic, and I'm sorry, but it basically felt like how I felt when I lost my virginity, and some of the pain you'd feel after not having had sex for a while. Basically, your vagina is stretching after not having stretched for a long time. So it's gonna hurt a little bit, but not too much. While we are on the disgusting part of the video, the most uncomfortable thing was afterwards. Because basically the nurse gets this contraption out of a sealed packet. Obviously it hasn't been used on anyone else, it's sterile, it's clean, and it looks like a duck head. So you've got the beak, and she put lube on it. And obviously that was for my comfort, so that when it was going inside me, it went in easy. And about that much of it goes in. Just FYI, the whole thing does not go inside you. It's just the tip of the duck beak. Okay, I'm sorry if you're picturing like nasty duck images right now, but the thing looks like a duck head. I'm gonna put a picture up here so you know what I mean. But yeah, the nurse put lube on it, and after my smear, I just felt wet. Like I'd peed myself. And I had this panty liner in, and I felt all squelchy, and it was gross. But I just wanted to leave. I didn't want to mess around down there, if you know what I mean. I didn't want to pee in case it made it worse. I just wanted out. So I left the doctor's, I went home, and then I went to pee, and once I wiped it was fine. So that was the most uncomfortable bit for me, feeling all squelchy. And if you have a period, then you feel like that once a month anyway, you know what to expect. The next question is, did I have a male or female doctor? I had a female nurse, and I'm not entirely sure if they'd have male nurses do it for you. I don't know. Don't quote me on it because I have no idea. But bodies are bodies, really. They've all seen a vagina before, so we can be adult about it. We're 25 plus, we can be adult about who sees our vagina for 5 to 10 seconds. But I had a female nurse, which I'm sure you can request or ask about when you phone to book your appointment. The next question is, was I embarrassed? And the answer is no. I am quite comfortable with my body. Nudity doesn't bother me, it's a body. I'm pretty sure everything functions normally, I'm pretty sure it all looks normal, so it was fine. Chucked my pants off, got on the bed, let her do her thing. I also think that the aforementioned male doctor seeing my butt helped that. Basically I had an anal fissure, which is a cut up your bum, a few years back, and I went to the doctor about it because I didn't know what it was, and I was just getting bleeding, and I was scared of the C word yet again. Didn't want bum cancer, don't want cervical cancer. Cancer's just scary. So I went to the doctor with my bleeding bum, and he had to poke his finger up there. So that happened, and I survived that also. But I think that, as well as having had a sexual experience in my life and having no one tell me that I've got a funny looking vagina, just gave me the confidence I needed to strut into that nurse's office and whack my pants off. The last question is, was this your first test? And yes, it was. I had no idea what to expect. Well, apart from what I'd been told. And I went alone, which was quite daunting, but also good because I didn't have to make awkward conversation with whoever came with me. But yes, it was my first one, and I'm very glad I did it. That was my experience, and just before I go, I want to give you some advice for if this video has given you the confidence to book your smear, which I really hope it has. Please book your smear if you haven't already. My advice to you would be to do what makes you comfortable. So by this, I mean I shaved, and it just made me feel good. You don't have to shave, obviously. Point is, do what makes you comfortable. If you feel more confident shaving, shave. Next point, wear a dress or a skirt. I wore my new dress, which again made me feel fabulous, and leggings. So when I was told to take my pants off, I took my leggings and my pants off, and I kept my dress on, and while she was mucking about opening the duck head and preparing the lubricant, I was still covered up because I was wearing a dress. And only when she told me to lie down and spread the legs did I have to show myself. And the same goes for when you're getting dressed again. You can stand up and put your pants on and you're not flashing to the nurse. You're just covered up by a dress while your pants are going up. The third piece of advice is to take a panty liner because you may spot. I haven't had a period in about 7-8 years because I've been on the mini pill so long. So I haven't bled from there in a very long time, but I did spot a little bit. So I advise you to take a panty liner. Also, if you don't spot, just because of the lube, again, that can make your pants wet and you don't want to be that uncomfortable. So if you don't spot, at least it'll catch the lube and then you can rip it out and just keep your nice clean pants on. If you have had your smear done and you feel like I do, like your sister or your friend or your girlfriend should go and get her test done, please comment encouragement below. I'd love to see a little thread of positivity about the cervical screening because it's so important. And yeah, let me know if you're booking your smear test, let me know the date it's on so that when it comes I can encourage you and tell you you're gonna boss it. And if you liked this video, please like, comment, subscribe, please share with someone who needs to book their smear, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye! So I got my letter, I've already opened it, so there's no danger of you seeing my address and coming to see me, as much as I'd love to have a cup of tea with you. Anyway, here she is, and I'm just going to read it out to you. Dear Miss Rendell, thank you for coming to your cervical screening test. Your screening sample was tested for the human papillomavirus, HPV, and no evidence of the virus was found. This is called an HP negative result. As you have an HP negative result, then it is highly unlikely that you will have any abnormal cervical cells. This means we didn't need to carry out any further tests on your sample. Your next screening test is due on around 19th of March 2022. We will send you a reminder letter nearer the time. So there we go. Painless, a weight lifted, and I don't have to go for another 3 years. So be sure to book your test and let me know that you have.